Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host here. It is Team Right. Listeners, how in the hell are you doing on this Sunday's edition? I am doing awesome so far. Anywho, let's cut to the chase, my awesome listeners. I will discuss for you wrestling news, wrestling topics, and a lot of interesting topics to discuss for you. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab something to eat, grab something to drink. Now, if you don't want to do that part, that's fine and dandy by me. Maybe, just maybe, you want to try this instead. Chill like a villain and hear my thoughts and opinions on a certain topic, and there will be a link for the article, because the article will be too freaking long to put it in the description box, so you guys and gals can figure out for yourself. So let's freaking roll this. Now tonight it is Survivor Series. I love Survivor Series. I love the gimmick pay-per-view name. I love it. Now this will be a special one because I will do my best in discussing about for crying out loud, the great moments and other stuff of Survivor Series. So let's freaking roll this. Now Survivor Series has came a long way for the WWF, way before they changed over to WWE. Now the only time I ever attended Survivor Series was back in 2011, I think, whenever the Shield debuted in the WWE and the main roster. Okay, that was awesome. But let me go back in time really quickly when Survivor Series was actually meant something. Okay, you have some great tag teams back in the 80s and the 90s. Okay, I watched it in the 90s like everyone did in my era, okay, or maybe before that. You had the Hart Foundation, you had a lot of great teams like Ric Flair, woo! You had Virgil and Piper, rest in peace. They team up against the other teams. I forgot who they faced, but it was good guys versus the bad guys, or in wrestling terms, heels versus the faces. I don't know what face or heel was back in the day until when I got a little older, okay? Now, this was a good idea, okay? I don't know if they did it in the 90s, but in the 80s they did it. In the Survivor Series team, whoever survived will automatically have a main event of the Soul Survivors. So they will team up with other random survivors, Soul Survivors or whatever. Whoever, if it's like 3 members of that team, they will go on to the main event and face the ones whoever survive. You know, it's kind of neat. Like the time I remember Ultimate Warrior was a Soul Survivor, so he teamed up with, I think, Hulk Hogan. I don't know what year it was. I don't know if I get the right information. That was a very awesome thing. So eventually they got rid of the idea of whoever, you know, wins their Survivor Series match. If it's 1 member or 3 members, they'll be in the main event and face the other members. That sucks, but whatever. Then I remember one great moment. Taker dominated Survivor Series when he first debuted for $1 Million Man. You know, he just dominated that year. I think it was Survivor Series 1990, and then the following year, 1991, he went after the WWF Championship against Hulk Hogan. That was a very good match. I love it. Those were the good old days. Of course, the only way he won it are Ric Flair's interference with a chair shot. I mean, chair to the head. You know, you don't do it anymore because WWE wants to be very careful with these wrestlers. That's totally fine with me. And I remember, I think it was Survivor Series, I think what year it was, when Austin got ran over, and they made a big thing about it. I love it. And when Big Show became WWE Championship, he dominated that one. I think he did. And it was a lot of great moments at Survivor Series, okay? Survivor Series 03, Kane versus Shane O'Mac. They had a great feud that year leading up to Survivor Series 03. Linda McMahon got her butt kicked. Tombstone on the stage of Raw, I think 03, 02, I don't remember. But, and then another time was Shane O'Mac, Vince McMahon versus Taker, Survivor Series 03, and McMahon got demolished, busted up, and he don't do it anymore because he's getting way older. He can't compete anymore. Once in a while he shows up on television, probably just for viewership, but Taker was this close to winning. He was going to throw McMahon into that Buried Alive match, but out of nowhere Kane came out of that construction worker vehicle, used whatever explosives on Taker's face, I think, and dump him in that he buried him alive with that machine work, and we have not seen Taker since WrestleMania 20 when he returned as the original gimmick. Before that he was American Badass for a while. I wish it was a little longer, but maybe WWE pulled a plug on that gimmick. I don't know, but in my opinion, Survivor Series just not as good as these days. They put random teams and they don't put no effort into it. I know they do their hardest, and no one out there gives a crap about Survivor Series. Now the next better thing is, in my opinion, is NXT. Last night was NXT TakeOver War Games, the sequel, and I saw video footage of it. That is not War Games, okay? It is just a cage match. They just changed the name because I saw video footage and guys were just flying over the top and flying over on other wrestlers. They need to change the name, okay? In my opinion, make it like a cage match, okay? I know I'm complaining, but War Games is like a roof. And last night was in Los Angeles, California, at the Staples Center, and that is the big arena to hold a freaking roof. So what is their excuses? You know what I'm saying? So I guess no one doesn't give a crap about Survivor Series. Do you think Survivor Series is dead? Yes? No? It seems like it's like fizzling out every year. It's getting worse and worse and worse. I know a lot of you are still upset with Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch, and that match is not going to take place tonight because of what happened with Becky Lynch, because she had a concussion, plus broke her nose because Jax did it, and she's not the only lady who beat the crap out of a woman. She did with other ladies. Is she gonna get suspended? Highly unlikely. She's not a great wrestler. She's just there because she's related to The Rock, and that is sad. They should just take her off TV. In my opinion, don't give her that major push. I think that's her punishment. They're gonna give it somewhere else, the number one contender for a women's title for Raw. That's just my opinion. I think Ember Moon deserves it from my point of view. Give it someone else who deserves it besides Jax. She has her shot. She had her moment at WrestleMania. That's it. Okay? Now backwards Survivor Series. Now this is very weird, okay? Now back in the day, or actually recently, not that long ago, you get a real idea of the classic Survivor Series 5 and 5. They have hit a few matches, then it was okay. Then we decided to put 3 or 4 matches for Survivor Series. Back in the day, it used to be the whole freaking card of Survivor Series classic matches. It was awesome. They're getting lazier and lazier of the creators team. What's so hard, I remember HBK and Diesel dominated the whole Survivor Series that year. Taker had a match, like a coffee match. Even what's his name? Chuck Norris was a special referee at Survivor Series. You don't see that kind of stuff anymore. I guess WWE don't want to pay these special guest celebrities for these special moments. So if you've never seen any Survivor Series from back in the 80s and early 90s or late 90s, check it on the WWE Network. Or if you had a classic Survivor Series on DVD version, I recommend you check them out. They are very, very worth watching, you know. Oh, I remember that time, another one. It was Survivor Series 93, Boston Gardens, the Hart family versus HBK and his Knights. The only guy who got eliminated was Owen Hart, and Owen Hart turned heel, and that was the turning point of him and Bret Hart of the match between him, brother versus brother at WrestleMania 10, or before that, they team up at the Royal Rumble, January of '94 for the tag team belts for the Quebecers, and it was a very good moment. Of course, they lost, and that was a huge turning point of Owen Hart. And then this summer, I think they met again. They had a great feud. I'll discuss that later on, okay? So, sucks that Owen Hart never got the opportunity of the W Championship on television. I think he won it. I don't think he ever won it. So it really sucks how WWF, how they treat certain wrestlers. So let me know, what is your favorite moment of Survivor Series? What is your worst moment of Survivor Series history? So, I think WWE should just go back to the original game plan, is have the whole card of traditional Survivor Series, not like this they're doing right now, champion versus champion. That's not right. And have one title online. I don't give a crap if it's women's title online or if it's a men's title online. Have one title online, for crying out loud. But I don't know why they want to do it. Maybe they want to save it for a bigger opportunity, like freaking WrestleMania or SummerSlam or even the Royal Rumble. Okay, so this is just a special video. Special podcast. The article will be down below. You can check out the link. Double click the link if you guys and gals want to check out for yourself. Now, hopefully, you guys will check out tonight's Survivor Series pay-per-view. If not, then that's okay. Now, look out for my Survivor Series review. It'll be up hopefully tomorrow. Have a good one, and thank you very much for listening. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification, hit the subscribe. Let me know what you think about the article. Have a good one. And I know I did not go a lot of detail of the history of Survivor Series. Now, do you think, in your opinion, Survivor Series is dead? Yes, no, or do you think it's not dead? Let me know. I know it's not as good as the original. I wish WWE went back to the original format of Survivor Series. Have a good one, and thank you very much for listening. Deuces.